being here. Please take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button. I started a little bit earlier. Normally I do these streams at 1 a.m. However, I'm doing it a little bit early because very soon at 8 a.m. I have to start my 12-hour live stream attending Medium Day 2025. So I figured, you know what, I'd come on a little bit early. I'll see who wants to join and who wants to chat about Freemasonry. Any thoughts you have on Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral, I'd love to hear them. And please, as always, if you are joining, hit that like and subscribe button. We got the hearts. That usually means Smokey the Clown is in the building. If that is Smokey, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Then get yourself to sleep. Don't stay up late. But I do appreciate you being here very much. It's great to have you join, and thank you so much for being here. We had, by the way, a great virtual meeting today. It was wonderful to see some brethren from Harmony Lodge that we've not seen in a while because they live out of town. So one of the benefits of virtual get-togethers is you can see brethren you would not otherwise expect to see. So that was really cool. No, I do very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let's wait to see who joins, if anybody does. I know it's early, but tomorrow we'll be back on at 8 a.m. It's going to be 12 hours. It's going to be a long stream, but it's going to also be a very, very fun stream. And I'm very excited to be able to explore written content and Freemasonry, or how we as Freemasons can better utilize written content. Then go, well, that's more important. Obviously, he's going to work. So it's no worries, but you might see some of it. I mean, it's 12 hours. It's 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So believe me, I understand that it's going to be a long stream, and certainly I don't expect people to be around for the entirety of it. So come in and out. And obviously, by the way, if during the stream there is any kind of technical issues, the stream cuts out, whatever it is, don't worry. I'll be back on. I'll make sure that there's a note, and just stick to the channel, keep checking in, and we'll start a new stream if I have to. I definitely want to make sure, though, that I'm coming back to the streams regularly. Awesome, Smokey. But yeah, technical difficulties, it happens. If the stream cuts out, if the audio cuts out, let me know. But don't be alarmed. I'll make sure to come back on as soon as I can. Because there have been technical issues in the past. Dream Seeker's back. Hello, Dream Seeker, once again. I hope you're doing well. I hope you'll hit that like button if you're not done so yet. I hope maybe you'll join me tomorrow. Join me in about 7 hours, give or take. And become a Patreon member. You can still vote on some of the things we're going to be doing tomorrow during the medium day. Let's see if anybody's voted yet. If not, you still have time. They are lame, but that's still awesome. What is your what was a scary movie you watched with your kids? I love that, by the way. I love horror movies. We got 2 votes, both for it looks like. Oh no, 1 vote. Eagle versus Chicken: The Leadership Mindset Shift. Never seen Anna. Was it any good? Would you recommend it? I really want to see the movie Him, which looks awesome. I'll have to check it out. I haven't seen Him. This is like who was on first. Well, Him just came out today. Actually, I think technically, yeah, today's September 19th. I think it's scheduled for today. I think it was released actually yesterday. A lot of places. It's supposedly a like the reviews have been knocking it, which I think is a shame because it looked really good to me. The last movie I saw new was obviously The Long Walk, and I thought it was incredible. So I really loved checking that out. The Long Walk, I talked about it on this podcast a lot. I thought it was awesome. But yeah, we do have the 1 vote from, I guess it was Smokey. Eagle versus Chicken: The Leadership Mindset Shift. That's tomorrow, 11 a.m. Basically, the day starts 8 a.m. and throughout the day, there's a whole bunch of different seminars that are being provided virtually. Each one is about half an hour. And you can kind of switch back and forth in terms of deciding what you want to watch. And at 11 a.m., there's 4 sessions or workshops I'm interested in. But right now, we're going to go with Eagle versus Chicken. That seems to be the one that's winning, which is about how to be a good leader, which I think can apply to Freemasonry. I agree, it sounded kind of funny, but, I guess Eagle versus Chicken makes sense. Although, I don't know why the poor chicken has to get knocked so much. The chicken's a wonderful animal. If nothing else, it's a delicious animal. Yeah, so maybe let's be nicer about chickens out there. It's not their fault that evolution made them both delicious and that they can't fly away. Alonzo, welcome. How's it going? Is that from A Few Good Men, the chicken and eagle thing? I've never seen, well, I think I saw that movie once years ago, but I don't recall anything about it, so. So maybe that's where he got it from, because again, I don't recall I don't know if I ever watched that movie. Oh, okay. I thought maybe A Few Good Men had the eagle versus chicken thing. Yeah, just currently 4 of us watching. We're all good men, so thank you so much, everybody who's been here so far. Mad 5D DC. Welcome, Mad 5D. I think you're new to the stream. Yes, get yourself to sleep, Smokey. Please, Mad 5D, hit the like button and subscribe button. And I hope you'll join me this morning in about 7 hours when I will be on YouTube once again watching doing Medium Day 2025. And kind of sharing my thoughts and ideas. You can register for it yourself as well, which I hope you will do. If you have interest in writing content via Medium, whether it be Masonic or otherwise. You as well, Matt. I'm not sure if you've been on the stream before, but it is great to see you. Have you been on stream before, or have you seen me in person? Are you a Mason? Where are you coming from? Well, my opinion on that is there is no cover up. I think it's most likely exactly what it seems. Uh, I tend to be very hesitant about cover-ups and conspiracies. Having said that, Medium, I mean, I'm sure there are many people writing about that on Medium. The CK assassination is one of those things that is getting a lot of traction on social media still, right? For good reason, for obvious reasons. So you would not be alone in writing about that, that's for sure. Well, it does seem, for whatever it's worth, that Kash Patel has not been doing a very good job with this investigation. And so when you're not doing a good job, it tends to lead into a lot of these types of ideas. Vrages? Vrages? Okay. Well, tell him I say hello. If you're talking about who I think you're talking about. But I also hope tomorrow that you will join me at 8 a.m. for my Medium live stream. Really, no topic tonight. The 1 a.m. chats have become more and more just me hanging out and chatting and seeing what people want to talk about. People ask questions about Freemasonry, I answer them, and it's more, if anything, just a advertisement for me being back on at 8 a.m. today in about 7 hours, when I'll be following along with Medium Day 2025 and exploring the ways that the information provided. It's a virtual event. So on my laptop, I'll be attending the virtual event, and then I'll be live streaming myself and talking about anytime I think something comes out that's relevant to Freemasonry, I'll try to provide the information on it. That'll be from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's why I started this stream a little bit earlier, so I can get some sleep. You just landed. Okay, so you were flying? Landed where? Nice. I really want to visit Tokyo. I'd love to visit some Masonic lodges in Tokyo. I'd love to visit some Masonic lodges just more in Asia, more in general. Hong Kong's on the list as well, Macau, there's a bunch of places. But I hope you have a really great time. And the fact that you landed and still took the time to join the stream, I really appreciate that. Tokyo? Oh, that would not be good because I've got a bunch of tattoos, as people know, as people have seen. But yeah. I'm not quite covered, but I am going to get some more. Maybe one day I'll get covered. I mean, it's one of those things. I got a couple, and now they keep getting added to. I'm sure you're in the same boat, Alonzo. So, or sorry, a Dream Seeker. You know, you get a couple, and then you get another one, then you get another one. Oof, and I'm not getting into any clubs or any bars if that's the case. Um, I mean, I guess technically, if I'm wearing long sleeve shirts, they're not visible. So I've got a bunch of tattoos, but this one here keeps getting added to every year. So this is my right arm where I got 90% of my tattoos. I just started on this arm with this from Halloween Part 5. So, holy cow, that's an impressive number. Yeah, once you start, it grows. Um, do you have like a favorite tattoo? Or, so yeah, you're definitely not getting into any clubs in Tokyo if that's the case. Oh, so you got a full sleeve. See, I've been thinking about getting a full sleeve. The problem is all my tattoos are different, like they're different designs and fonts and styles, and so it's hard to figure out how I can put them all into a single sleeve, even though it's on my list of things I want to do. Um, maybe I was thinking maybe because I have on here, you can kind of see it. How do I show this thing? All right, well, there's a flower pot there. And I was thinking maybe having the flower pot here. Maybe I can show it to you this way. Hold on one second. Still here, by the way. I'm just seeing if I can get a better shot of this tattoo to give you guys an idea of what I'm trying to do, failing miserably. So, all right, let me see. No. Oh, there it is. All right, so you see that flower pot there on the Corinthian column with the rose coming out of it. I got that in honor of Rose Qua. I was thinking about getting getting a whole bunch of vines growing from that, going all around my arm, creating like a tribal pattern. So that's what I'm thinking of doing at the moment. But I'll see. I agree. I think that would be really cool. By the way, Wishmaster was released today. Here's a very interesting quote that applies to tomorrow. You may have brilliant ideas, the kind that can revolutionize the world, but unless you can express them effectively, they will have no force, no power to enter people's minds in a deep and lasting way. It's about being able to. Freemasonry, I think, has the power to revolutionize the world, but unless it can express itself clearly and precisely, it's not going to. We're not going to be able to actually succeed in that. It's also apparently National First Love Day. I did not know that that was a thing, but I'm going to be posting about that. People saying what the first scary movie they fell in love with. For me, it's Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Well, if you're a kid mad, then make sure that you have your parents' permission to be on stream, or to be on YouTube. Make sure your parents' permission to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. You're not wrong, Alonzo. It has revolutionized the world, but it needs to keep on being revolutionary. I don't think it's good to ever want to stop trying to be revolutionary. Okay, see, for me, the first horror movie I ever loved was A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. That's the first horror movie I remember watching, and I fell in love with horror after that. My first love, I would actually say, would be Alice Johnson, Alice Johnson, who was played by Lisa Wilcox in A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, well, Mad, whether you're a kid or not, make sure you have your parents' permission anyways. Even if you're 50, call your parents if you can, if they're still around, and get their permission to be on stream. I got my tattoo here. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to show. Like, that's a street sign there with a spider web in the crux, and that says Elm Street in honor of A Nightmare on Elm Street. So there is that. I don't know if it's hard, but I think it's dope too. I'm very fond of it. It's one of my, like, this whole tattoo in general, this whole thing is one of my favorite tattoos. But I really love I love the Elm Street portion of it. Okay, see, loving things is a good thing. Um, nice. That's awesome. Well, happy birthday, Matt. I don't know what you mean by Shin Godzilla. Are you going to see Godzilla in theaters? I do not. I mean, other than I drink a lot of caffeine, pop, but that's it. Never had any alcohol to drink. Never, never. I don't know if it's really good. Certainly saved me a lot of money over the years. At least there's that. That was the anti-drug, like in school presentations, right? The anti-drug school program. I think I remember it, but I don't remember what it stood for. I don't do no drugs. I have a lot of caffeine, which is a drug. People like to pretend it's not, but it is. It's still something. I love coffee. I love caffeine. I used to smoke cigarettes, but it's been a while. Um, and you could argue, the fact that I have too much junk food is probably a type of drug, but never done any other types of drugs. Never had any alcohol, any illicit substances. Um, medication as prescribed. Welcome, Mr. Keeps. How's it going? Thank you for being here. I hope that you are doing well. I hope you're having a good night. Although you should be sleeping. You're saying you're getting full night's sleep now, so it's 1 a.m. in the morning. You got to be at work tomorrow. Unless you're going to join me for my 8 a.m. stream, which I'd love to have you join. 8 to 8 at Medium. Um, 8 to 8 on this channel, looking at Medium Day 2025. I can't play video games to save my life, Matt. I enjoy Dead Space. I enjoy Assassin's Creed Part 3. That's kind of it. Well, good for you. Just don't drink to excess, obviously. But still good for you. And I hope you're enjoying the retreat very much. Work retreats can be a lot of fun. Gives you a chance to connect with people, learn more about, kind of get different ideas on how to proceed with your work. Like it's the communications that really matter, right? I think that's the same thing with Freemasonry, right? One of the things that you have when you're lucky enough to travel and meet other Masonic lodges, um, and visit is it's not just the meetings themselves, it's the conversations after the meetings. Sometimes in hotels, sometimes in the car rides back home. That can be the most fruitful and the most beneficial by far. So yeah. Well, I do not dream seeker, but still, so long as whatever you're doing is being done in a healthy manner, um, and not to excess. I don't know what "be careful with hairs" means, but um, I will try. By the way, Mr. Keeps, what are you? What's your drink of choice? I'm gonna guess. I could be wrong. I'm gonna guess whiskey. I shall learn from this travel, my friend. Good, good. I mean, you should try to learn from every travel, and it's awesome if you anything you learn. I think that's awesome. So, oh, we got a whiskey, we got a rum. Let's see who's correct. Here's my question. Do you guys know what my favorite pop is? My favorite type of cola. So we were both way off. Red wine or strong Belgian beer. I hear that red wine, I'm not a doctor, for heaven's sakes, don't start drinking bottles of red wine and say Cameron told you to. But I had heard red wine is actually healthy for you in small doses. I could be wrong, but, you know. Dream Seeker. You know what? You are correct. I mean, so here's the thing. Honestly, actually, my favorite pop would be ginger beer, which is crazy good, but I have it so rarely because it's more expensive, it's harder to find. I tend to stick to Coca-Cola. It's what I drink the most, and I'd call it my favorite, especially in a glass bottle. That's the best, especially in Mexico. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you didn't die. I'm very glad you're still here. But I guess you're going to learn not to do obstacle courses in the woods now, if nothing else. I'm glad you're still here. Hopefully, Coca-Cola guys give off better vibes than Pepsi guys. I'm going to assume that we do. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to believe that we do give off better vibes. All right, guys, I'm going to be ending this stream very shortly. I came on a little bit earlier. Really, what this meant to be is a advertisement for tomorrow at 8 a.m. It's going to be a really fun day. We're going to be learning a lot. I'll be in and out of the stream. If I ever come in, or if you ever join the stream and I'm not on camera, instead, you see this guy on camera, that means I've just headed out for a minute, maybe gone to the washroom, maybe grabbing a coffee, some of Mr. Keeps's awesome coffee, whatever it might be. So um, do not, don't be alarmed. I'll be back as soon as I can. If there's ever technical difficulties on the stream, do not worry about that either. I'll start a new stream as soon as I can. Sometimes there's audio or visual problems. They're getting pretty decent, but I'm still working on it. And obviously, you can come in and out of the streams as you wish. As you wish. It's 4 minutes to me. Well, I mean, I did start this a little bit earlier. I started this around 12:30, just because again, I have to start my stream tomorrow at 8 a.m. Um, which means I have to, get up early for have breakfast, have a few of your delicious coffees, Mr. Keeps. So I don't want to stick around for too long. Plus, you got to get yourself to sleep as well if you're on a work retreat. Um, Legendary Lighting is back. It's day. Well, I wish I was in India. Actually, I do wish I was in India. It would be wonderful to visit India. But I wish I was in India in order to be enjoying the day, but also visiting Masonic Brethren in India. I think would be incredible. And then there's a 24-hour stream on Sunday. That's right. So I've got the 8-hour stream or 12-hour stream tomorrow, give or take. And then I've got a 24-hour stream on Sunday. I'm also going to be streaming on Instagram on Saturday for a couple hours. I'll start that at 3 p.m. So if you follow me on Instagram, you should see my stream on Insta. Because I am trying, like I said, I'm trying to grow not just my YouTube, but my social media in general. As much as I can. What time? It's 1:06. It's 1:06 in the morning here. 1:06 a.m. Lirac? The ice hockey player? I just looked up online. Okay. Well, I appreciate him. I appreciate him talking poop about a guy who did an anti-Masonic podcast. I mean, oftentimes what you do find is guys who do anti-Masonic podcasts are actually in irregular lodges, and what they think was real Freemasonry is actually just some dude in his garage or whatever it is. There's somebody who created their own Masonic rituals that aren't real. They just borrowed the term Freemasonry. Oftentimes it's done as a scam, as a way to make a lot of money by charging people crazy fees to join. But that can happen. But cool, I did not know that. I'll have to look up more about Lirac. I guess he's 48 years of age now, according to Google. I guess he was from Montreal, so maybe he was a Mason in Montreal. Or in Quebec, I should say. But their issue is, right, if you do not know what, if you don't know what like a legitimate lodge is versus illegitimate, if you don't know what clandestine means versus not clandestine, it's very easy to fall for that, unfortunately. And that's something that, again, that's why I think recognized Masons need to be on stream, need to be talking. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Again, I can't, at least I've never seen that happen in any jurisdiction I've ever been to. I'm not going to say, I mean, anything is possible, I guess, but I find it very unlikely because, again, in all my travels, in all my time seeing Masonic first degrees, I've never been told that there's a prayer to be done every Saturday night. I've never heard of that. So that sounds like some baloney to me, in the sense that it sounds like it was a lodge just making stuff up. Well, I mean, I know who Modi is because I'm kind of interested in politics. I wouldn't say Modi is famous in Canada, except for people who are really into politics. I'm sure like Chantal Hebert knows who Modi is, but the typical, I don't think the typical Canadian would. You'd have to have some level of interest in politics. Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, again, I can understand that people can fall for those tricks. Again, if social media or whatnot can amplify certain messages and ideas, But I appreciate you recognizing that he was part of not legitimate Freemasonry. Um, but it's unfortunate. I'm guessing that anti-Masonic podcast probably had a ton of views. So, um, but I do appreciate LaRock, um, LaRock being kind enough to push back against that. I have some good friends who are from India. So yeah, no, I've met several people from um, um, met several people from India, several professional wrestlers, several Masons. They're all awesome people, good friends as well. So I think India is, I mean, I've never been to the country, but the people I've met from India are all awesome people. I'm sure the country is awesome as well. So yeah, I do want to go there. It's on my list. It's just very expensive to fly around the world. Um, I will say this, one thing I love too is Indian food. It's absolutely delicious. Indian food is probably, with the exception of seafood, well, I guess you can have Indian food that includes seafood, like shrimp curry. Indian food is absolutely one of my favorite types of food, especially the next day. Indian food tastes great when you order it, and then 24 hours later, after sitting in the fridge, it tastes even better. It's kind of like Chinese food in that sense. I mean, that is absolutely an issue, right? And it's very easy for the uninitiated to be taken advantage of in that sense. Even me, I took a picture of this. I haven't shared it on social media yet, but I want to. But when I was at the mall, at Devonshire Mall this weekend to go see the long walk, I stopped by a jewelry kiosk, and they had several jewelry pieces which had the square and compasses on them just for sale. Um, Anybody could purchase one, whether they're part of a regular lodge or irregular lodge, wear it, claim to be part of a regular lodge. That's why one of the things is it's so important that Freemasons that are legitimate be active online, especially Grand Lodges, and be as active online as they can be. So if somebody types into Google, um, recognized Masonic lodge in my area or Grand Lodge in my area, the Google search engine will take them to the legitimate lodge site first and not the illegitimate ones, or take them to legitimate sources first and not illegitimate ones. I never used that term, the profane. Honestly, I never really heard it in Masonic circles. Um, I shouldn't say never. I've heard it very infrequently. It's never a term I use. I'm not a fan of it. If they are irregular Masons, I'll either call them irregular or clandestine or unrecognized. If they're just not Masons, I just call them non-Masons. Wouldn't really use the term profane, but it's just about making sure that the legitimate, correct information is as flooded as possible onto the market. So when people are searching for information, they come across our stuff first, and not the others. Well, there's modes of recognition, but you even have to be careful with that, dream seeker. You can find the modes of recognition online. Now, the problem is the people who put them up, you're not going to, like if I'm not a Mason and I want to learn what the modes of recognition are, and I search on social media, I will find the correct, or search on the web, I will find the correct modes of recognition, but I'll also find incorrect modes of recognition. And I'm not going to know which is which, right? The internet will give you both accurate and inaccurate information, and you're not going to have the discernment to know which is which is why I always say it's not just about the modes, it's not just about what you're wearing, rings, shirts. You need dues cards, you need to ask questions, you need up-to-date dues cards, and you need to ask questions about things like what their mother lodge is and where it's located and all that stuff, right? You can't rely exclusively on any one thing. I always find dues card is honestly one of the uh, better approaches. right? Because the other thing is they may know the modes of recognition. They may have been a Mason, but if they were, let's say they demitted from lodge, let's say they left Freemasonry or were suspended for some reason, um, having the dues card that's up to date will at least give you a better idea if they're currently a Mason or just were in the past. But especially with EAs, entered apprentices, that's one warning I always kind of give is pay attention. Don't just rely on they're wearing a square and compass ring, or square and compass's ring, or square and compass's piece of jewelry, or a T-shirt. That's not sufficient because you can purchase those things anywhere. I knew a pawn shop. The owner of the pawn shop bought like 50 of these silver rings that had the square and compasses on them. That cost, he said, they cost like $20 a ring or something, or even less than that. It was like $10 a ring. And he sold them for $50 a ring because he said people like to buy them because they like the symbol and they feel like it gives them some status. What status it gives them, I have no clue. Not gonna make them rich or famous, but I don't know. I guess people just like to wear them and we're willing to pay $50 a ring for it. So you got to be careful. All right, guys, let's give it another, let's say 2-3 minutes, and then we will be ending this stream. I know it's ending it early, but I promise I will be back tomorrow in about 7 hours. And we'll see if anyone jumps to the chat for a minute, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, this has been fun. I'll be back tomorrow. It's going to be a great stream. Hit that like button before you go. And I look forward to hopefully having you guys join me for Medium Day 2025. All right, guys, have a great night.